Hi guys. Right, so this is going to be the start of a couple of video series that I'm going to do potentially at the moment. Basically this is just going to be a very quick unboxing. As you can probably see, this is the Phantom 2 replacement shell. My intention is to basically, to start with, I'm going to just show you what you get with the replacement shell. That's going to be the first video, so there's just an unboxing so you know what you're going to get. The next set of videos that I'm planning to do is basically demonstrating how and if you can actually get the guts of a version 1 Phantom into the Phantom 2 shell. I'm going to find out what holes line up, what don't, you know, the capacity, the challenges, anything that might be an issue. From the research that I've done so far, I'm pretty confident that you can actually get most of it, if not all of it, all in. I think DJI have been very clever about the way they've made the Phantom 2. My understanding is that the top of the shell is the same as the top of the Phantom 1. It's just the base part that's different. There are obviously the quirks of the gimbal, things like that, and the long-term scheme of this is, for those of you who know my designs, I designed the Shapeways 3D parts for the custom FPV under tray. My intention will be to use the Phantom 2 shell as a base plate so I can make sure that this does actually fit for a Phantom 2 and give people the option of having a nice, simple, clean FPV setup for the Phantom 2. So like I say, if you are interested, subscribe to the channel and keep an eye out over the next few weeks for what I'm doing. We'll start with the Phantom 2 unboxing though, so fairly straightforward. Nice box as always with DJI, probably a little bit overkill for a spare part, but either way. Now I got this from Build Your Own Drones. It has to be said, there were not many available. They restocked and only had one available. This is actually the where does it say? This is actually supposed to be the Vision set, part, but they're the same shell, so don't get too caught up about that if you decide to do this and go your route with this. Okay, so let's take the top off. Nothing too complicated really. We have screw set, lots of M3 screws. So we've got a full set, we've got all the motor screws by the looks of it, all the little screws in there, everything that you're going to need to put it all together. Good, good. We've also got this is the ESC light covers, so the frosted glass, and we've got some rubber grommets. We've also got, by the looks of it, a USB plug hole. Okay, and the shell itself, and that's all we've got in the box, so I'll just get rid of that. Right, so one Phantom 2 shell. Obvious difference between the first one and the second one is the giant opening for the Phantom 2 custom battery. Let me just open the two up. So, loads of space to play with. So the key really is going to be what lines up with what can go where instantaneously. If I just move the base out of the way and I bring the Phantom 1 back in, I can see immediately that there are no differences in size on anything here. The vents, more vents at the front here on the 2 shell, which is an interesting point. So it is a different moulding, that's going to be quite important, so it may be a case if you can't swap them over quite as easily. But my hope will be, with the future project potentially, that I don't even need to remove the GPS or anything from the adhesion on the underside of this shell. I can just literally lift it off, unplug it, move the gubbins over, see what lines up, see if I have to make some custom brackets and things like that. And the other thing that we'll just look at whilst we're here is the Phantom 1. I've got the Zenmoose gimbal, which is the original obviously that goes on here. Now the first thing that interests me here is that if we turn the shell over here and see the screw layout. Now I know for a fact that the Phantom 2 has a different screw layout and a different mounting plate for the Zenmoose. However, the bracket that I have, and this was a kit that came with the F450 kit, the bracket that was given to me in that kit has the correct screw holes to be able to fit to the base of the Phantom 2. Basically you'll move it forward slightly, but it will use these 3 screw holes, and I have to admit I've already checked this to line up, but they do line up, so you don't need the Phantom 2 specific kit to be able to mount your ZenMoose. That's certainly where I'm at the moment with my decision. We'll find out in a future video. But anyway, so that's a nice quick one there. I'll hold it up to the camera a little bit so you can just see the inside of these. Not really lots to look at here. Holes for the ESCs, you get the frosted plastic for that. The other thing that's going to be of major interest to me is the distance between these. And I have actually had a very kind soul called Vargolf on Shapeways who's been contacting me. He's actually been doing lots of measurements to help me decide whether or not my under-tray kit is going to fit on that. But anyway, that's going to be a future video. I'll talk more about in that. For those of you who have just watched this for the unboxing, if you're thinking of getting a spare shell for either replacement purposes of a crash damaged one, or if you're thinking of doing something crazy like I am, which is to convert one to the other, then yeah, that's what you get. Obviously the battery opening is left open because the battery slots in and clicks in, so if I do go this route, I'm going to have to think about how I hold the batteries in there. The one last test I'll do in this unboxing is I'll get a standard LiPo and I'll stick it in there, and I'll get another LiPo and I'll stick it in there, and that is a perfect fit pretty much for 2 side by side. So as a dual battery solution, let me just zoom that in. As a dual battery solution, this has got some appeal. Obviously, I mean, it's going to keep the centre of gravity nicely. It's going to be a lot better than having kits that you can buy off eBay that hang left and right. My under-tray kit for the ZenMoose is designed to hold the battery underneath because of the centre of gravity. This is looking promising, as if I will be able to actually just mount them straight in the shell, and maybe just a bit of Velcro or something right across the front of it. So there you go. I know for a fact other people have been experimenting with this. I think I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube in regards to the conversion from 1 to 2, or making it a kind of a 1.5 as it were. But yeah, if you're interested, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see how we get on with it in some future videos.